Hi everybody, my name is Toya, and throughout my lifetime I have encountered several people with that's HIV positive. One of them was my good childhood friend that I grew up with. I won't say his name, but I grew up with a guy, and he was really my close friend. And he struggled with like his identity because he was not comfortable with coming out saying that he was gay. But as us being his friends, we knew that he was a gay, and we accepted him as being such. But once he became older and became an adult, he lived like first kind of recklessly, not taking the sex thing and safe sex seriously, and then he ended up finding a guy that he truly fell in love with. They got married. They both was HIV positive. Them continuing to be together. Somehow he ended up with full-blown full-blown AIDS, and he passed away. But it affected me in a way that's kind of hard for me to describe, because at first it's like it wasn't really real, because the first time I had heard about HIV or AIDS, I was in elementary school, and I had heard about the tennis player Arthur Ashe, and by that being a person that was not accessible to me or not a part of my everyday life or something that affected me closely, it's like I kind of like ignored HIV, but then I didn't. It's like it wasn't really real until I started seeing the difference in my friend, and I would only see him like every so often. I would see him like once or twice a year, but each time that I saw him, I could see the effects and the toll that it was taking on his life, and it was hard for him out here because a lot of people are not open to HIV positive people, including people, family members. A lot of people are afraid of being rejected, being treated differently, not being loved, from being loved and the love being taken away from you, from not having enough resources. Even though they say they have resources out there for you, a lot of them don't work. It's hard for them to get SSI. They're always denied. They are expected to work in public places, even though some of the places not safe for them to work, or they in constant pain or fatigue or losing their bowels or whatever it may be. A lot of the things that they have to go through, it's hard for them to open up and say it, because some of the things are embarrassing to say, even when you have to say it to your doctor. I had another close friend that I would go to the doctor with on a regular basis. I took time to learn about the different cocktails and medications and different side effects that it would take. I spent time with different people that I knew and that I didn't know that was HIV positive, because I realized that it was becoming a big epidemic, and it was in my community. It was in my community, and it's in the community that I live in now, and it's very, very big. And for the numbers to be so high, and not hardly anybody admitting that they have this illness, let alone going to take care of it. A lot of people that have HIV are in denial to others as well as to themselves. You have the ones that will take the medicine, but they take it in secret and live their life as if nothing's wrong with them, even at the risk of jeopardizing others and re-jeopardizing themselves. And then you have the ones that's in denial to the point where they won't go get treatment and they won't tell anybody because they're afraid of the rejection. They're afraid of having to accept the fact that it's a possibility that they can die, because a lot of people are afraid of death. And I think that a lot of people are more afraid of rejection than they are afraid of death. It has affected my life in a way to make me where I'm more conscientious of sex. I'm more conscientious of the people that I choose to have sex with. I've never been a judgmental person, but when I see people that are HIV positive and live their life as if nothing's wrong with them, whether they take the medication or not, and they still continue to have unprotected sex with people, it makes me angry. It makes me feel hurt. And sometimes it made me feel, in a way, kind of vengeful towards those people, because I'm like, you know that you have an illness that can not only take your life away, but take the life of somebody else. So why would you play Russian roulette with somebody else's life when you didn't like the fact that it happened to you? Even though you played a part in it by having unprotected sex, when it's not really nobody's fault, but if you have unprotected sex and you end up with HIV, I don't think that the person should be angry at the world or at themselves or at the person they contracted it from. I think that they should be responsible and take care of themselves and make sure that they do everything in their power not to pass it on to somebody else, because it's like the saying says, do unto others as you want done unto you. Because I know a lot of people that have HIV, male and female, and continue to sleep around with people because they have it or because they in denial to the fact. So they figure if I just continue to live my life as if I don't have any type of illness, then they'll be okay, and I'm not okay with that. But I would like to see more resources for people that's HIV positive, especially when it comes to Medicare, finances, and things of that nature. And they need more, like how they. At first, I remember when I was younger, cancer was like something that was like nobody wanted to deal with. It was like it was a secret. Nobody wanted to admit they had cancer. Nobody wanted to treat cancer. And cancer was just like this foreign thing until it became all this awareness. All this awareness came about helping people with cancer, saving women with breast cancer, and helping children with leukemia, and all of those things. And I think the same thing needs to take place with HIV without putting a dapper on it to make people feel as if it's something to run from or to hide from or to be afraid of. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's something that people need to embrace and find a way to help control it, take care of it, and help people not to be ashamed of it, because it's something that people shouldn't be ashamed of. It's something, it's another illness, just like drug abuse, cancer, leukemia, Parkinson's disease. It's just like all of those things. It's another illness that needs to be addressed and people not be made ashamed of. And when it comes to the churches and things of that nature, they teach you that you are not to judge and that God says to love all and to help all. And I don't see the churches really doing that. I don't see a lot of the churches with really these big old things about HIV and going out there and helping the people and letting the people know that it's okay and that it's people here and places to go to help you, and you should not have to feel rejected, unloved, or contagious. You know, like you're not a part of this world too. And I think that's how a lot of people that's HIV positive feel, is as if they not a part of this world too, because it's a lot of them. And I think we could find that at least maybe close to half are not getting the support that they need, and that's why they're in the situation that they're in now, and that's why they're afraid to seek help and talk about the situation. It's because it's more being ashamed and being rejected. That's my story. And hopefully, with the will of God, I don't ever end up HIV positive, and that I can live a life to where I can help others be more aware of HIV in ways that you could continue to live a normal and happy life and fulfilling life just like everybody else. That's my story.